So today I want to share with you a story of an amazing human being. He was one of the top 10 CNN heroes of 2010. His name is Narayanan Krishnan, and he is the founder of Akshaya Trust, which operates from Madurai in India. Narayanan Krishnan is an amazingly humble and kind and inspiring human being. So in 2002, he was an up and coming chef. He was working in Bangalore, and he had just received a scholarship, a very prestigious scholarship, to go to Switzerland to pursue the culinary arts. And he wanted to take a small break before he left for Switzerland, so he came back to Madurai, his hometown. And the first day, he was going to the temple with his family, and he saw something that completely changed his life. So, by the roadside, he saw a very old man, a mentally ill, destitute old man, and there are lots of them in Madurai and many of the smaller cities and towns in India. So he's noticed this particular man, and he saw that this person, out of hunger, was eating his own human waste. And what he saw completely shocked him. So he stopped the car, ran to the closest shop he could find, hotel that he could find, and they had idli, which is steamed rice, basically. Steamed rice buns, is that what you'd call them? So anyway, he found some of these and brought it to the man and gave it to him. And he saw an intense display of gratitude in this old man's eyes. And of course, after that, he went to the temple, but he couldn't focus on the gods. His mind was about this old man and what he could do for him. So as soon as he came back home, he prepared some more food and brought it to this man. And for the next 5 days, this is what he did. He kept cooking and taking it to this man so he could eat. And then it was time for him to go back to Bangalore, and from there to Switzerland. And then he made a choice. He said, "This doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense. When people are starving and suffering, I cannot pursue a path for myself." So he abandoned his plans. He forsook that scholarship, and he came back to Madurai, and he started spending all his savings on feeding these people. There were lots of people in Madurai who were mentally ill, destitute, abandoned by their families, and who have nowhere else to go. So no social structure to protect them. And so Narayanan Krishnan started feeding them. And remember, he was a fantastic chef. So whatever he could afford, he from his own savings, he started putting things together for these people, morning, afternoon, night. This is all he was doing. And so there was a lot of resistance from his family and his community and his society. And his family originally thought that he had lost his mind, or some evil force had taken over his body or spirit. So Narayanan spoke to his parents and said, I will go to a psychiatrist if that's what you want me to do. But before we do that, I want you to come and spend one day with me as I go around distributing food for these poor people. And his parents agreed to that. And that day, when his parents accompanied him he went on distributing food as usual, and made his parents give food to these people. And they witnessed firsthand the kind of compassion and kindness that their son was sharing with the world, and the impact that it was making. And some of these people said, we would be dead if not for him, if not for your son. And that evening, when they came back home, Narayanan's mother told him, she said, I will feed you, I will take care of you as long as I live. You go out and take care of these people. And that was a big shift, big turning point in his life. And now, with the support of his family, he started continuing his miracle of compassion. And today, and then there's more than 2.5 million meals that he has shared with people, that he has cooked, and now, with the generosity of people from around the world, with the recognition that has come to him, they have not only managed to feed people, but they have also created a home where people who are mentally ill and destitute and abandoned are taken care of. So he's created a home for them at Akshaya Trust. They have one building, and I think that houses about 450 people. I may be wrong about the numbers, but it's quite a sizable number of people that they house. And they also are about to complete, I think, another, if they already haven't done it, they are completing another phase of Akshaya home. And the most important thing is, it's not about food. And I had the privilege of talking to him, in interviewing him about his work. And again, that's why I consider him as a hero, because when you talk to this human being, you see that it's extremely authentic. There's nothing about this human being that is facetious, and it's so kind. And he was sharing that it's not about providing food, it is about providing human dignity. And that is all there is. When people come into his home, and they are part of Akshaya home, they are rehabilitated, not not just fed or clothed, but treated as human beings. And he shared some amazing stories of people who they discovered on the streets, and who now are valuable members of the society. They have functional roles, and some of them are gardeners, some of them are electricians. He has these treasure trove of stories of human lives that have been transformed, that he's continuing to transform. I just thought I would share that story with him, because it's easy to talk about compassion. It's easy to read about compassion and discuss that, like I'm doing right now. But to actually make that hard choice, like Narayan Krishnan did, abandoning his lifelong dream and scholarship to Switzerland, and going after something that made the most sense to him as a human being. Hats off to you, sir. I am proud and feel privileged that I had the opportunity to talk to you, but also knowing you as a human being, seeing what you're doing. I hope this serves as an inspiration for lots of others.